gone.
Are you single, Rabbi?
Of course.
Are you
Are you
forced?
a real rabbi or false?
No, he's a Christian.
Okay.
And he stole Randy's identity.
Yeah.
Somebody, somebody had to take the responsibility. They ran the guy off. I had to pick up the burden. It's like, who's going to be Batman? Who's going to watch over Gotham City?
Fair enough.
We follow each other on Insta.
Who, you and Rabbi?
Randy.
Yeah, that's cool. I talked to him on Telegram a little bit.
I miss him.
Yeah, he's funny. He really cracked me up. Like his troll was a good troll.
It was so good. And it was so
layered when he came back as Alan Dershowitz. It was so brilliant. People don't appreciate the nuance of his anti-Semitic trolls.
Doubles.
Are you doing good at the Jewish thing? I love it.
What?
Are you from Israel? Bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're from. Yeah.
And then I moved here. I don't know, you don't have a really trustworthy voice. You sound like you're from an Arab country.
Okay, that's rude. But I'll try to sorry for her. I don't care. Where are you from?
Do you have problem with that?
With
Yes. Kind of.
She doesn't want to answer your question. She doesn't want to answer your question. Do you have a problem with that?
Thanks, Mom.
Shut
Can we not be hostile? Altrin, tell us about you. Where are you from?
Yeah.
up, please, Minky. I didn't ask you.
Yeah. Altrin, don't.
They kind of like it. Oh my god.
Altrin, start over. That was very hostile. Altrin, tell us about yourself. Where are you from? What's your name? What do you do?
It's like a Karen. It's on.
Ignore them. Tell them, Altrin, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself again.
He's prying into my Israeli time here, like my Israeli stuff. It's not as easy. He's asking about Israel, so I don't want to talk.
Do you think that she's changing Israeli? Please. I asked her if she's Israeli. She starts like having trust issues, like what you are asking, because.
Yeah, because you sound like you're from an Arab country. You probably don't like Israel.
So you're assuming things. Even if he's from an Arab country, he doesn't know how he feels about you.
Just a question.
That's a fair assumption, not gonna lie though.
Come on.
There's 9 billion Arabs or whatever. It's fine. Go ahead, Altrin. Go ahead.
What?
Where are you from? Tell us about you so we can get rid of some of this tension.
Question. It's just a normal question.
You asked where she's from and she's gonna reciprocate. Where are you from, Altrin? When you ask someone where they're from, they reciprocate. They ask you where you're from. Where are you from,
I
Altrin?
have the right to
Remain silent?
Yeah.
So you're just interrogating people? You came in to interrogate?
No, she could say I couldn't tell you. It's just like
Okay, well, if you don't want to be open and share when we're having private conversation.
Is this Mustafa?
Oh, Mickey.
Is this Mustafa on another? This is Mustafa on another account.
No, I'm not Mustafa. My name is not Mustafa.
I can hear it in the voice.
Yeah, maybe we're in the same
my
country.
God, come on, I just pulled out the clubhouse like 20 minutes ago before.
Good. Where's he from? What's his accent from? He doesn't sound Arabic. It sounds
No, it sounds like
He's Algerian. He's Algerian.
Yeah.
He's from
Did you have a
Detroit.
problem with that? But it is at the war then. Like, that's why I was asking, like, I didn't tell anything, but Mickey, she started the war.
I know.
I
We're not
started
trying to. I'm going to apologize on her behalf. Tell us about yourself.
Can I
Altrin. Start over.
apologize on my behalf, please?
Okay, so on my own behalf, I apologize for them. Can you please tell us about yourself so we can feel comfortable while we're talking about our dates and our private business?
When Mickey lives in the room, I'm gonna start talking about myself.
When who?
When
With Minky, because Minky knows that you're Mustafa.
No, because I have trust issues with Mickey.
With Minky. She's not from Mossad. She's just our friend.
Maybe.
We're friends, and you
I'm
so you can disarm
He's
us.
scared.
I'm very scared, yeah.
Why are you afraid of Mossad? What's the Mossad business with you?
I'm
They're
Israeli.
children.
What?
They are children killers.
See, I'm Israeli, okay?
I'm
Never.
thinking about IDF. The IDF are children killers. So
No, they're not.
investigation.
No, they're not.
I'm
No,
just
they're
kidding.
not.
Sometimes being stereotypical
go and do undercover investigations.
They give advice to the IDF.
Okay.
Yeah. God bless the
The idea, fine. You can argue they're children killers, but the Mossad, no.
God bless the IDF.
So you agree?
I agree, yeah, because
We only kill terrorists, Altrin. We only kill terrorists. Are you a terrorist?
And some terrorists are children, right, Minky?
I know that, but like when Mossad, like they.
See, this is why I say bubbles.
From the minute he said like,
Yeah, bubbles. Like, not gonna lie, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I can't even hold you.
thank you.
You,
Don't worry, Buttercup. I'm not always like that. I knew it though. Could tell.
not every Arab is like hates you or whatever.
To see a statistic of how many Arabs dislike Israel.
They are feeling the
Okay, I don't like Israel. Am I your enemy?
Sorry?
No, but I want to see how many Arabs. It's probably over 70.
Okay, not being critical of Israel doesn't mean they hate you
You
personally.
just said you don't like Israel.
I didn't like
You're not
them,
being
so
critical. You're just
I
saying you don't like Israel. That's
So
enough.
I'm gonna stop this.
I am critical to the point that I think it's failing.
Yeah, okay. Well, that army is the only army that's.
Minky, I don't want to fight with you, honey. Girlie, don't fight with me.
Army. I'm not fighting with you. I'm giving you facts.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
That's good. Like, okay.
We now have commentary from Eltrin in the middle of this lovers feud, this family squabble.
Yeah, Altrin, stay out of it.
Stay out of the family squabble.
We kiss and make up afterwards.
Kidding. The others.
What? Yeah, listen, even Jewish people, Eltrin, some of us are critical of Israel and some of us are more supportive and we fight about it, okay? We have a lot of different opinions.
To be honest, I like it to be, I didn't talk about Jewish. I talked about Mossad. Only about Mossad.
Mossad is cool, they don't kill as many babies as the idea.
Oh, they gave it to us.
They give advice for the idea?
Kill
Not really.
terrorists. That's what they kill.
Not really, they're kind of go rogue, they're kind of a secret, they're like FBI kind of thing.
Altrin, you like Hamas?
Oh, Hamas. Oh,
Do you like FBI? What do you think of
You
FBI?
like Hamas, Altrin?
To be honest with you, FBI are good people now.
They're good people. Okay, well, this is the FBI for their country. What do you mean?
What about Hamas, Altrin?
You should ask your accent from Hamas.
Yeah.
You start talking about Hamas and Hamas.
Hamas?
Change
Yes.
the topic.
Yes, because that's what Hamas does. They kill their children.
I didn't talk about Hamas. I didn't talk about that. I'm talking about
Hamas.
teenage
Why
children.
does Hamas have child soldiers?
Sorry?
Why does
I'm not a defender of
Hamas have child soldiers?
I'm not talking about
If
Hamas.
we're worried about
They're asking you a
being
question.
killed, yeah, I'm asking a question. I think it's a fair question because if we're worried about children getting killed, why is Hamas have child soldiers?
Don't answer question my another question.
See?
There's no answer.
You just exposed yourself, Altrin.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
That's a gut left. Bring her back, Bubbles. She's upset with me. She's upset. She gets scared to argue with me. I'm not arguing with her.
I have to leave in 5 minutes.
Me too. Are you going on a date?
Yeah.
I'm going out with friends. It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
It is tomorrow, but I'm celebrating tonight.
Well, have fun, Michelle. That should be fun.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Well, I'm gonna give a bagel. Bye-bye, girlies.
Bye, guys. Girlie, what I'm doing. Bye.
just based on doctors' preference that abortions now can happen up until 9th month with doctor's approval. Now, you find a crazy doctor who wants to abort the child in 8.5 months. It can happen in Massachusetts. I don't know if that bothers you or not, but that's actually.
Is it feasible for somebody like Elon? Elon, currently it's $1,000 per kilogram. That's much better than it used to be. It used to be like $50,000 a kilogram. But to bring it down to the prices where these servers make sense, it has to be about $100 per kilogram to go to space. That's like the most ideal situation for Starship, but that's far away. And then the companies that are like, hey, look, we're doing AI server farms in space. They hope it's going to drop down to $30 a kilogram. So,
Well, it's not about launching IO. It's about.
I'm almost done speaking. I'm almost done with one cap. Oh my goodness, can I finish, or are you gonna interrupt every fucking time?
No, dude, make your phone.
I'll pass.
Sorry, I was on mute. Writing a text. What's up with this? Let IO finish. It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, and so the radiator problem, that's a real problem. But it's not a problem that money can't solve. It's a question of how long will it take Elon to get. So it's one of those things, again, where Elon is going to make a bunch of promises, but half of them he'll get right, half of them he'll get wrong. And to me, it's not clear that there is not a technological solution for these cooling problems in the pipeline. So in the next 5 to 10 years, when Skynet is supposed to go into the fucking sky, that'll be interesting. I think it's a great point because people don't want server farms down here. And if anything, Jeff Bezos had this idea about a decade ago, and it's something like, hey, we regulate Earth so it becomes like a sanctuary. Like, hey, it's a reserve. It's a nature reserve, it's a wild reserve, and we do industry off planets. And I think that's a very fascinating situation because you have things like cold welding, or things like that allow you to make things differently. Even in orbit drugs are a thing right now. So a lot of things are going to go into orbit, and like before, we're just going to solve the problems one after the other. It's just a question of how long it's going to take.
I feel like every time we say Elon, we're suggesting that the wolf should watch the animals. I mean, Elon is a part of the reason why it's heading in the trajectory that it's currently heading.
That's right.
Dude, this is all fantastical thinking, man. It's all fantastical thinking that we're going to actually do any of this yet. Off planet? Where the fuck are we going to go? What the fuck do you mean by off planet? You want to go to see it?
Hang on, I think if he was able to clarify that there's some manufacturing is. You were talking about manufacturing drugs. I don't know much about that. Can you tell me more? He's not saying go off the planet to go live somewhere. He's actually saying take the industrial activity and
Take the pollution off the planet, yeah. So like we're polluting the oceans, we're doing all these things.
Like Ben talks about real quick, I just want to say that when you look at the total cost of all of the lithium that goes into a Tesla, if it doesn't get driven enough, then it just becomes a whole lot of carbon sequestration or whatever, carbon emissions that you put in your garage and feel good about as an eco car. So like, do the things that go to space, do they actually pay for themselves net of what it costs to get them there?
Yeah, so this is interesting because there's a company, so I watched an entire video about this and kind of looked at the numbers. There's a company that manufactures drugs. So there's certain things that you can do in a zero-G environment chemically. So like in terms of, hey, making all these cool materials, metamaterials, stealth materials, it doesn't matter what it is. Sometimes having zero-G in the formation of these molecules helps. And so there's actually a few pharmaceutical companies that have contracted a company to be like, hey, can you make this molecule for us? Here, we have this catalog of molecules that we've been exploring. It's not feasible to make them here on Earth. Any of them able to be made in orbit. And the company says, hey, give a formula, we'll take a look in our simulation. And then they picked a few, and then they launched them to space and brought them back. brought them back is the crazy part. Because I'm like, yo, say word you made drugs in orbit, and then you brought them back down. That to me was impressive. At that point, I was like, okay, I don't understand evil then. This must be a situation of the material is worth so much, the medicine is so good that it doesn't matter how much it takes. That's where we got to do it. So some things make sense on Earth, but not everything has to make sense on Earth.
Hey guys, very smart room. Thank you for having it. It was great to see you. At this conference I was out in Geneva, there was a pharmaceutical / biotech guy who said that we already have, as in his company, the cure for sickle cell anemia. You can cure it with one dose, except for that $1 to $3 million. And he said to all of us, there's people from AI all over the world and stuff, and it sounds indicative of what I think Aya was just talking about. How can that even happen? He said one dose cure, and we know it right now, but how does that happen that nobody can have it?
Exactly. And we can only make it in such small batches, and it takes so much infrastructure, and they sent out something that looks like a re-entry pod. It just looks like the Dragon capsule, a little bit smaller than the Dragon capsule, and it goes into orbit, all the chemistry is happening in there, and then it seals it up, and then it re-enters back, survives re-entry, and then that drug is now worth, however much money. But it's $1 per kilogram. So, like I said, $1,000. Like, how much is the laboratory that you got to send up into space? How much does that thing weigh? And then how much does the drug come down? You're like, okay, well, what's it going to be? $50,000? Yeah, but if one payload can make 50 million doses, that's the promise, and that's why it's an interesting proposition. Always find more questions to ask. It's not, hey, no matter what, it doesn't make sense. Well, there's probably a situation where it does. And this company did the brilliant thing, which is they made a simulator that allows them to predict how their chemistry will react in space so that they can either ensure or not ensure a certain compound gets made. So $3 million per single person dose. Let's say we can make 50 million doses in space.
What?
That's fucking awesome.
This is a pretty cool conversation, guys.
Well, I don't know if you know who these retards are and who the current speaker is. And Ben.
Just like turning off AI. I mean, you just need to talk people who don't know shit about space.
Well, I think actually like 99.9% of all communication transferred on this app is low IQ or, low signal. It's just
signal to noise ratio,
yeah, it's all a total waste of time. and the fact that people don't format it as if like it's a Toastmasters meeting or like have some type of progressive educational academic type of format or even a syllabus. I think that people I think people here are just
this idea of doing shit in space is just, I mean, number one, it's what I do for a living, and number two, it's just so ridiculously stupid. It's like people are not launching chemistry labs into space. Ridiculous.
Well, he says that all the space exploration is just a lack. He makes the point that we already are in outer space, and so I think that the whole Elon Musk economic narrative of like us being from that fucking TV show with the robot and the evil doctor and becoming multiplanetary. Everybody's essentially what we have. The biggest problem we have is a lack of being able to comprehend or communicate priorities at all times. And thus you just witnessed what I would call a lack of priority in people's communication lives. Hello?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but
okay. Okay, I take you back to what I call retard faggots.
All have digital twins. which are AI integrated and or powered and doing things for us to our benefit. I mean, what would that look like?
As someone who actually has
Well, why stop it, Ken?
space programs.
I mean, why would it not be like people's wealth hierarchy? The people who have more get more, and the people who have less get less.
Yeah, it would be basically the same thing except in the Matrix. You're right. I mean, but I was just asking.
I mean,
This is exactly so.
I'm the proponent of we should switch it off until we understand exactly how we can make sure.
Simon, I think we're all proponents of it. We're just saying there is no switching off.
So everybody.
I'm not a proponent of switching off.
Were you going to say something in response to what I said?
But everybody then talks about it can't be switched off, and Ben just did that, and then he went into an expert. I mean, it could be illegal. So you're saying that, well, I could do it at home, I could get what I know, and maybe slower.
Sam, it's not feasible.
If we manage to switch off drugs, illegal drugs, illegal firearms, we suppress it, but it's not switched off.
I think David said it earlier. How are you going to get every country to agree, to shut everything off? China's definitely not going to do it. And they might say, yeah, we agree. They're still going to secretly do it.
It's
just not going to happen.
I know are definitely not feasible, and that's one.
Sorry, I think that's an assumption. The reason I think it's an assumption is because everybody, if you can collectively understand the dangers of it, like nuclear weapons, what was the poor analogy I tried to draw, but nevertheless, everybody buys into the fact, we're not going mutually assured destruction, and we are not going to launch nuclear weapons.
Yeah, but this is already released as above ground nuclear weapons testing for children as a kit on commodity hardware. That already happened last year, where the systems were good enough to be able to use, and now they're good enough to be let run for 4 hours, and they can build entire software platforms that used to take hundreds of people. So
yeah, okay. So we've got evidence of the fact that it's dangerous, have we not?
That's not the evidence of its danger. That's the evidence of its being out of.
COVID didn't have to have sentience for it to be dangerous to us. The same is true about this. This algorithm is maybe 4 or 5 lines of high-level mathematics code, and that's it. So that's the crazy.
Yeah,
we don't have to be good
enough. What's the assumption that this is bad, though? Why do you want to shut it down and saying it's not necessarily bad? It can be a great thing for humanity.
I do agree.
Exactly.
We should go to Simon. We acknowledge your desire to shut it off. We've got a whole lot of speakers on stage. Some of them are new. I just want to reiterate real quickly that Bo's thesis is it can be good, but given human nature, it can be hijacked as well, because it doesn't take consensus to be good. It just takes one bad actor, one insider who doesn't like his next door neighbor or the co-founder getting not getting a divorce and getting to keep his money. Resentment, retribution, human emotions tell Putin to stop the war. It's not going to happen. Just because you want it doesn't make it so.
I think Pro said it perfectly. It's mathematics, and it doesn't have to be good or bad, and we don't have to have bad actors. Mathematics can do things that don't align with humans, and that's the problem with generative pre-trained transformers is they're black boxes. And yeah, this whole thing of good actors, it's really irrelevant at this point because AI is going to do what it's going to do based on its training. It's a pre-trained transformer. That's all it is. It's an attention machine. Mathematics cannot be good or bad. It just is.
And I think that was actually the statement recently. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, a lot of people were making the argument that the level of model at which Anthropic has gotten to is where the models are already practicing recursive learning and updating themselves. So.
Yeah, you remember Lang Opus 4.6? Remember topic Opus 4.6 a few months ago? It was like the latest and greatest. Here, I'm running it at my house. Since yesterday, I've been running an equivalent of Opus 4.6 on my private LLM with my agent.
How much memory to go? Is that much more?
I got 100. Well, I'm using the 27 billion. It's a Quen 3.8, 27B. Okay. But like,
that's the new Opus 4.6 challenger.
Yeah, it's as good as Opus 4.6 as far as the and
that's really cool.
It runs amazing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think the fact, and it goes back to David's question earlier about, what are the frontier companies getting for their investment? Because like you said, 4.6 cost billions of dollars to make, and now you have it for cheap. So, it's interesting.
Yeah, on a $6,000 machine, and I run it. I'm running it right now. It's freaking insane. It came out yesterday, and you can actually run it on a $3,000 machine, Ben? I think, guess, maybe.
Let's call it $10 a gigabyte, and then so there's just a question, and then you need to double that because the rest of the computer you cannot just have memory with a computer. So how big is your
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow. So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs, enhance hour thy vigilance. Intense intent turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on the thought securely, and still every whisper of the wind. Flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root. Discarding name, foresight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart and lead thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. Oh, brother of the silver star.
feet.
I'm making AI music. I'm using what I'm doing is I'm taking a photo of a hello.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the sentiments of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hence, over after thy vigilance, in whence and keen turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought securely dim, every whisper of the wind, like a flame straight and unstained, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy next direction, sparkling rude, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abide the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that diving be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound. Let's observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance, and tense and keen, turned inward, may start a moment ellipses. Sixth on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, my meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract. Thy glancing from the chosen act, last all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding vain form, sight and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere. A radiance that rolls afar. Oh, brother of the silver star. Could I lay your There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst avoid the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow,
let thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Thoroughly free from sin, every thought that springs and hangs, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Lost all these things in one accord, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Peace to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rules afar, O brother of the silver star.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abode the fidget babes, the easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life endless palm, fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolonged, Separation from the chosen act. Lost all these things in one are powered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root. Discarding aim from sight and stress, even all this by consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. Cry, ha, ha, 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 cry. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow. So let thy being be heard, let thy life less calm. Forth let the will the profound deep. What Jericho that's the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, dost thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas, Pacific soon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless calm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs, enhance hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Sixth on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Lost all these things in one power, timed at the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, I glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that grows afar, O brother are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought devour after all thy vigilance, and tense and keen turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one aura powered, timed at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet, even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls upon, brother of the sinner's star. Truly, there are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that's enhance our efforts, no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slain even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act.
last, all these things in one all-power time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son. Thou shalt not do amiss.